share what he has been looking into picking the secondary op for now as well. He's been very impactful with that as well. So it seems like he's a little bit more free in the way that he plays right now. He's been given more freedom, so to speak, by Zeus, and I think that's a great sign for now. Free for him,
yeah, it looks like he's been playing a couple of new positions where he's finding a lot of success. But the thing with this matchup is he has to return because he's going up against another team of Titans in FaZe, right? These guys, you heard Edward list those names. They're all daunting. They're all very scary. You've got Olaf, who has 2 major titles. You've got Adren, obviously, in his trial period. He has a major title under his belt. So there's some scary names on both sides of the surface.
And I'll tell you what else is scary is standing at this analyst's desk and having to try and make sense of how a Vita will play.
Oh yeah, I had the theory corrupted a little bit before because here's the thing, FaZe, FaZe have been allowing nuke through a lot of the time, right? And that is a new thing for FaZe. It's not a map that historically, that's a permaban, and they've been floating it, which tells me they've been practicing it. When you look at these two lineups going toe to toe, it feels like it's just been middle of the road maps because of that skill that allows the individual to play around with all the Dust 2s, Mirages, Infernos. Not Cache, because NaVi are going to be banning that bad boy out, but those 3 maps feel like, you know, the standard ones for a series like this.
Their permaban, we've seen them play it.
Yeah, I mean, them allowing him to be in the pool is definitely an interesting thing. I think that gives them a good opportunity here to remove Train, which is one of the maps you do not want to face NaVi on. So I think that's a great thing for them. To me, that tells me that the FaZe have been working on that. They actually come into this tournament a little bit more prepared than you may think, which is a good thing for them when they go into this deep best of 3 scenarios.
Train cash.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see an overpass ban for FaZe. They're leaning away from that in recent times too, but obviously scared of that Train. They're going to go with an Inferno pick, which hasn't looked super convincing so far for really either team. It's like a middle of the map pool, right? But FaZe must have found some weaknesses they want to exploit.
That was where FaZe fell to Renegades, let's not forget earlier in this competition. Doesn't look people who find NaVi. They give.
Well, FaZe lost on Mirage to Avantgarde, I believe it was, right? So
Renegades.
was it the Renegades one on Inferno?
Renegades was Inferno, Mirage to Avantgarde.
Yes. So, you know, there's 2, I guess, weaknesses, but FaZe have clearly been ramping up in this tournament. For the third map to be Dust 2, that's where it's super brawly, right? That's where the AWPers take over and it gets action-packed.
The thing with that Inferno pick from FaZe, I actually kind of like it, because yes, they did lose against Renegades, but they did win both pistol rounds and lost the following second round in both of those halves. So had they been able to convert those rounds into wins, they probably would end up with a win against Renegades. So looking a little bit deeper into it, FaZe and Inferno is not by any means a weak matchup.
And also, it's one of those maps where you kind of describe their CT side just by listing players, right?
Yeah.
Like, which site do you want to push?
Feels like a bit of a wall, but that T side is where I want to focus, Alex, and we actually got something that we can look at on the telestrator if we have time.
I don't know if we do.
Oh, this could be a bit of a problem.
I'll give you 30 seconds.
All right, I'm going to do it as quick as I can.
Go on,
guys,
then.
this is the old setup from NaVi right here that you can see on the screen. You've got over towards B, Edward, and Simple. Your best player, Simple, is the anchor, but the new setup they've been running actually has Zeus over towards B. They've also got Flamey over there as the anchor. Electronic still doing his lovely job in pit. Edward is in swing helping everybody out, and Simple gets to prod and poke across the map wherever he wants. But this B site could be exploited, and this is how. This is a strat we've actually seen from FaZe earlier in the tournament. We're going to play this one out. I'll fast forward it a bit. You're going to see
flash or a
it's
smoke?
a smoke. This is a deep smoke that lands in CT spawn from Nico. And what happens behind this is his teammates are going to use a flow of flashes that you're going to get thrown up banana, and they rush on in and they pounce on this player. I should probably clear the players away, make that a bit easier for everybody to see. And this is something we could see get used on the B bomb site against Zeus and Flamey.
Time. Nice. Beautiful work. You can watch those flashes play out
I didn't
as well.
clear the screen, so I should be.
You didn't ruin it. Flamey was just catching the smoke Nico was throwing.
Okay. Well, that's quite nice.
An aggressive CT smoke from Spawn. Not often something you see.
Yeah, and if they're leaving Flamey over towards that bomb site on his own a lot, that's a strat that we could see come out. But both teams really fight for banana control.
Guys, you know what that means.
Oh.
The stage is set, and its beauty is only surpassed by the anticipation in the Spodek. I can hear you. Hello, Spodek. God damn, there's a lot of people, and that is just the first day. Don't forget, it gets all the more spicy. It's time to get IEM Katowice CSGO Major Championship underway.
Siema, Spodek! Guys, I really genuinely was planning for this to be short, but it might not be. I apologize, because I think there are a few important things to say. Speaking of important things, I was asked this week in an interview question, what was my most important moment in the Intel Extreme Masters? For me, the answer is easy. It's the 2011 semi-final in Counter-Strike. Back in when the finals were in Germany. Two teams played an extremely tough game. They went to hell and back to try to come out victorious at the end. And when one team won and the other team lost, the superstar on the losing team fell to his knees, put his face in the ground, couldn't believe it. The players on the winning team started crying, couldn't believe it, picked up their phones, started calling their loved ones, talk to them about what happened. And it wasn't the money. There wasn't so much money back then. It was just the semi-final. It wasn't the fame. It was not as many people as watch Counter-Strike today. It wasn't even on stage. The reason the players felt that way is because of that feeling inside a competitor. When you find your boundaries, and in order to be better than somebody else, you have to cross to the other side and find the better version of you. And this is a feeling that is probably the best feeling in the world. Because this is a feeling that nobody can give you. You have to fight for it. You have to earn it. You have to be stubborn. You have to persevere. You have to put your life towards achieving that goal. And you have to make sacrifices. This is why some people, for that feeling, dedicate their entire life to feel that feeling over and over and over again, because this is what champions do. Well, this week, or at this event, two Intel Extreme Masters champions suffered a personal tragedy. One player lost his father. One player lost his mother. But they chose to be here. Because in order to be the best, they had to be here this week. Not next week, not the week after that. They have to be here this week in order to be the best. They chose to stay because together with other people, they were chasing the same dream. And they chose not to fail those people. Now, I don't know, I have no idea what it takes to do what they did. I can't possibly imagine. But I wanted to take this opportunity while I'm here on stage to honor their sacrifice. Because what they did is what champions do. Now, all the players here, they committed their entire lives to be here this week and be the best version of themselves this week. When you watch them compete, please remember, please think of all the possible sacrifices that they made in order to be here. I wish all of you that this major is the best major of all time, the most entertaining week that you've ever had in your lives. And that when you go home, please remember to tell your father and tell your mother that you love them. Thank you.
Counter-Strike world. With an elite legacy, through his drive and a passion for the game, he has inspired countless others to rise up and begin their own journeys. It's our pleasure to welcome this Polish powerhouse and IEM champion to the Spodek stage one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our friend, Pasha Biceps. Championship stage of the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice Major is now officially open. This journey began with over 1,000 teams from around the world competing in an endurance run to the top. Of all those who embarked on this path, now only 8 remain. Here in the Spodek, these newly crowned legends will compete for the one major championship trophy. Led by a major winner and powered by the world's best player, these heroes of CIS Counter-Strike are here to win their first major title. Please welcome the reigning ESL 1 Cologne champions, Natus Vincere. Their opponents, with the only remaining legend of every major championship, they are a team with a legacy spanning the history of the game. Though they have faltered from the precipice of greatness, here they leap into the fray to reclaim their place atop of the world of CS. Entering the Spodek, it is FaZe Clan.
One of our sponsors, Game Fuel Power Plays. They want you to get involved. Do be sure to do it. Head over to social media with a hashtag Game Fuel Power Play, and you'll be able to get involved and call out the plays during the series that you are most enjoying. A moving speech from Carmack, though. My goodness, if that didn't get your tear ducts going, I don't know what will.
Yeah, it wasn't the emotional start to the day I was expecting. I thought it would just be exciting, but that's what Counter-Strike does, right? This is such an emotional game for so many people, and we've all been a part of this for such a long time. You can see what it means to Pasha. They're just delivering that trophy in front of the home crowd.
Yeah. I mean, he was talking about that Frag Executors game, and I've seen that footage again and again. It's like Taz just burying his face in the floor. Disbelief, and I mean, this is what's on the line. Sure, the lights are a bit brighter and the stage is a little bigger, perhaps the crowd's a little louder, but there is not much more that separates then from now. It is still all about that championship mindset that Carmack was talking about, and now we have two titans of the game in unpredictable
facing elimination where there had
everybody, the fans can see every little emotion you have, right? T-sides, though, he's throwing a lot of supportive flashes. That's to allow Zeus and Electronic to establish banana control. All those things are changes, right? You usually expect Simple to the man running on in. He's the point guard. The fact here is, FaZe on their T side, they like to go up mid and get arch control because it's a place for open duels. It lets their aim take place, but that's where Simple's holding now, so I'm not sure if their game plan's going to change.
I mean, you can't play the avoid Simple game. We've had that conversation before, Jacob.
Yeah, definitely, and especially because Flamey has been so strong.
He's on the other side.
He's now moved over to the other side, and then you have a guy like Electronic, who used to be, if not the best, then one of the best pit players in the entire world. I would argue that only Magic's boy from Astralis is better in that position than Electronic. So having such stable players spread out all over the map, that must be part of the reason why NaVi decided to change the setup, have Simple in a more fluent role, have Electronic to be the anchor on that bomb side, and Flamey on the other. I think NaVi put in a lot of thought to that setup, and so far it seems to be working.
Less restrictions on Simple on that CT side, Inferno. You don't know where he's going to be, and that is a terrifying prospect. Your final thoughts, Chad? We're about to be jumping in.
I think this one, like I said before, Alex, is going to be the best quarterfinal we get. It's about the players who show up in the server right now, and I actually think this first map is going to go in the way of NaVi.
You're calling it to NaVi. Let's not forget Inferno, the first of this best of 3, picked by FaZe Clan, which surprised us. But either way, Yenko, of course, standing behind him. I imagine the fist bumps are coming. And it is time for us to get this one started. Your quarterfinal, the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2019, the first quarterfinal. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Some of the best in the world now clash for a spot in the semi-final. The trophy in the center of the stage and the round soon to be live. Henry G, Sadakist, it's a delectable Counter-Strike treat and it's all yours, fellas.
Thank you so much, Alex. Here we are in the quarterfinal, two absolute behemoths of the Counter-Strike world, about to lock horns. Bring me the energy, bring me the hype, let's make some noise as we kick things off in the Spodek Arena. FaZe Clan making their way towards the B side of the map, and the CTs will have to fall back, detecting the threat on the other side, but FaZe aren't slowing down here, map.
Not at all. Keep in mind, Chad pointed out the change in guard on the B site, that it could be exploited. In this pistol, Simple's already over there. He's behind the smoke. He's fallen off. That may not be true when the guns are brought out, but for now it certainly is. The first kill, though, goes the way of Flamey. He already has the pistol. It's just enough to cut off one on the retake, but the bomb already planted for NaVi, and they just have to hold it off. That's not hard. Flamey's got another. It's going to be extremely difficult if Simple can get around from coffins without being spotted. Nubox is preoccupied. If he wraps in, they're both gone for an emo, and they're going to push it all together. Rain can't do enough. Just to Nico. Third in the world last year, but he's got it to a one-on-one. Bombs deep. He's got a swing. They know that. Flamey. What a pistol. An ace. He gets an ace. Welcome to Spodek, everybody.
Unbelievable scenes. FaZe with the early commitment towards B. We saw that early smoke towards Spawn. They also get it down towards the coffins. The bombs planted, the kills are coming through, but Flamey takes down every single player. There's been question marks about his career over 2018. Did he still have it in him? And a resounding yes is found in the pistol round to kick off this quarterfinal. 5 kills. His teammates didn't even need to chime in at all. That's absolutely ludicrous. And to see him now find them one by one. And FaZe with the bomb down there. They could be tempted to buy up into this round, but I suspect we'll go for the AKs in the third and have everything they need. But what a way to kick it off.
And that bomb being so deep as well, Nico couldn't just take the shoulder peek. He had to wrap in. Flamey read that perfectly. This round, they do go to what was talked about. So it is going to be Flamey and Zeus on Banana. Flamey gets aggressive. Talk about Simple being the anchor, the best player on the team. Sure, undisputedly. Electronic, he's going to always stay toward the pit. No question about it. But Flamey, if he's hitting shots out like that already, an ace to start things off, B's not going to be exploited at all.
Quite the statement. Here we have the Deagles here, and Rain pretty handy with them, it seems. He'll take down Zeus. Too aggressive there, perhaps, but Flamey does pick up the pieces. That's now 6 kills in 2 rounds. As it'll be Edward looking towards Boyer. That's a guaranteed frag for him. Dren goes down, and at this point, NaVi have the advantage. They don't have to overcommit. Flamey, I guess he's in the zone at this point, Matt. He wants to just keep finding headshots, and he's delivering as he keeps finding players as well. That's Nico being dropped. It's a 4 versus 2, and that's going to push them back towards middle. They have 1 smoke remaining here, but I don't think they'll be finding any more frags.
Crossfire firmly set up inside of the smoke. Edward's actually going to hold aggressively. That's going to dissipate. Soon we'll realize they're there, but he realizes it in the wrong way. Guardian with a spectacular shot, all resolved. 2 SMG kills. That'll build up the bank for both Electronic and Simple. And now we go 2-0. 1 bomb plant. Obvious decision.
The AWP is coming out early, I can confirm that. Guardian brings it out on the T side here on Inferno. Olofmeister to drop it, but still has enough for his armor and the AK. No grenades on him, but how powerful Guardian can be. One of the few AWPers that has tremendous impact on the T side of this map. They're up against the SMGs here, and you can see NaVi sending 3 players towards B. They're going to challenge for control here. They know they need it. Simple starting an early kill somehow at the start of the round. He takes down Rain very early on with that scope of the AUG, and still challenging for banana control. Flamey and Zeus keep pushing down.
Continue to be aggressive to set the tempo. That's important on Banana. We talk about that so much.
Absolutely, want to assert your dominance there. Slow them down. If you get early control time and time again, they'll have to adapt and change up their routine. Guardian flashed off. NaVi now with the advantage. That's all they wanted at the start of this round. They had a lack of firepower here with the 2 MP9s, but a nice early pick will get them right back in the driving seat. Nico's down to 13 HP as well. Their star player is certainly on a leash now.
So Simple to hold it. He won't have immediate aggression in front of him at the cubby, but Flamey is there toward the library. The problem is that's smoked off as well. Simple needs to make a decision. He might be too late. Smoke's already dissolved. He's got to go aggressively, and Guardian on the AWP was certainly ready for it, so they almost overstepped the mark. They stayed a little bit too long in that position, and Simple got caught in between. If anyone's capable, you'd think it'd be him, but this time not so much, fortunately. He's the only one down and the only one with any loss of HP on his team, and on the other side of things, we can tell it's not quite the same as in SMG. That'll certainly do. Good reaction from Olaf, but it's on to Adren. New boy, new blood. Is he going to be on this team long? No one knows. This performance might be part of it. Electronic down inside of the pit. The anchor gone. An additional smoke. He fires into it. Follows up. Flamey falls as well. It's all on Zeus. Great turnaround. Great find from Adren.
Zeus with the MP9 here, no kit, no grenades. I think Adren might have done enough. They've still got smokes, AGs, and flashbangs on the T side. Surely he recovers the AWP and maybe falls back here, but he has found a kit at least, so will he give it a go?
Yeah, and swapping to the M4. That's going to give him a little bit of range. Problem is that Olaf, he's the one on 28. He's got the AWP, and they've got a perfect crossfire built off of each other in the pit. You won't necessarily be able to swing from the cart, but it's going to be so hard to find one and get to where the bomb. And yeah, logical decision. It's still the lead for NaVi. 2-1. Try and take them down with the bomb on escape and flash out toward library. He's well positioned. Great round. Adren finds the hat trick, keeps both alive, and it's their first.
Really wasn't looking good there at all for FaZe. They lose the opening pick, courtesy of Simple. It's all at the start of the round towards top and middle. At that point as well, they're losing players left and right. They have no banana control. Olofmeister picks up the AWP, and he points it out. A nice job from him to deny the double kill. That allows Adren to at least explore towards the pit area. Up against Electronic there. Hits the all-important shot and follows it up with 2 more as well. Fantastic stuff, and FaZe are on the board. But maybe NaVi can answer back. They have Force Ball here with 1 AUG, a UMP, and 3 pistols. Very basic utility. It's not looking too good for them at the start of the round, but what can they make of it?
Deagle top mid. Flamey the only gun carried over, so the Deagle certainly from Simple can find shots, but FaZe so individually skilled, they're not going to give it away easily. They all know those situations. They all know how Simple plays. They're familiar with him. Certainly Guardian is. Adren as well from the CIS region. Push down. Flamey finds one, but it's Olaf and Guardian to trade it off immediately. Both of these teams have had struggles. Both of these teams are capable of the top 4, capable of winning the whole event, let's be honest, but it can only be one between them, quite literally between this game, but also in that they are sort of the 2 outliers, the 2 that have been inconsistent of the top teams.
Yeah, you just look at the last game of the previous stage 4, FaZe against Complexity. Sure, it's a win. That's all that really matters, but it was not a clean one. That's a team you'd expect them to ravish, and they style on them almost, but they were on the ropes a few times there. So definitely kind of trying to find their form and how this team's going to play. As we head towards B, it will be Olofmeister. He seems to know exactly where Edward is. Finds the headshot. That's the B side open. A decent attempt from NaVi. They flashed over towards B and try to trade out some kills. They've gone for 1 though, and it's just going to be Simple left in a 1 versus 4. They know exactly where he is. And Guardian, as we mentioned, very good on the T side of Inferno. He finds his 2nd frag of the round.
And what a rivalry this off battle would be.
Yes.
At a major in the Spodek, Katowice, Guardian, the man who left NaVi for issues perhaps playing around Simple, who wanted to take over that primary out from him, who kept purchasing it in rounds when Guardian was already holding the weapon, and it made things awkward. Now he gets to go directly against him. This is a grudge match between the 2.
NaVi will have to wait though. Full eco here and a 5-man B stack coming through. They have 1 flashbang. This will be a little setup. They'll wait to see if it's a B rush. If it is, great, they'll fight it. If they get nothing at the start though, flash over, challenge with maybe 3 or 4 players and see if they can find an AK-47. You're probably not going to win this round unless FaZe do actually rush into the B site. But if you can steal away an AK and save that, that's at least something.
Top side of the wall already held too, so even if they want to go deep utility again, there's going to be issues. And the stack spotted. Olaf knows it. Shooting gallery and Guardian. 4th kill.
That's the sort of round that gets everyone fired up. It might seem like, yeah, it's only against pistols and no armor. The fact it's such a clean sequence, it gets everyone in the mood. It gets them fired up, ready to go. As NaVi now still clutching at straws financially. Electronics already burst into the round. They got nothing out of the previous. They cannot afford an AWP yet. They can barely afford 5 rifles. We'll see what the overall complexion of the round looks like towards the end after purchasing here. Zeus might want to drop down to an SMG and get all the utility. They have 4 smokes, some HEs and flashbangs, no incendiaries, no kits. That is a massive deal on Inferno. It's all about locking the T's out and trying to segregate them as they commit. And you just don't have the incendiaries to really do that right now. FaZe with a huge upper hand here in round number 6.
It's a simple plays ledge. Quick drop. Guardian still holds out in front. It's flashed in toward the top side of the mid. Spawns a shoulder as well. Already falling off that angle. He's still going to commit to the position, but it's not quite as catchy, if you will. It's not going to catch anyone off in terms of being out of the crosshair placement. Electronic has to hold the door.
This is the danger man right here. Adren, we see what he's capable of towards the apartments. He's managed to get himself right to the end. He will stay there now, presumably, and wait for his teammates to commit towards B. I'm not sure that's exactly where the Molotov to go, but still, it shows presence, and Electronic reacting to it. Starting to fall back now. This will be a B finish from what we can see right now. You can see they've got the bomb under control, the bomb's at the bottom there, and they're setting Nico up, potential Molotov towards Emo. But for now, just exploring their options. They know they're pretty safe to actually take these picks because the money's low for NaVi. They don't necessarily have the orb. As they feel comfortable at B now, starting just to fall back. Some grenades, flashbangs, make sure there's no information available for the CTs whatsoever.
Guardian nearly got one already. Edward does well to get away. They're going to back off in the site, set a crossfire. Meanwhile, over at B, Trent's got simple. That's not at B. I was going to mention the fact that they're still hunting with Olaf alone, and they'll bring the bomb back his direction, but it's Adren that found the kill coming out of apartments. That leads them elsewhere, and Rain's doing enough. He'll stay. He'll cut off rotation. Second one down. This should be around. It's all on Zeus, and Zeus has yet to find a kill in this game. Time to find one now. He's got Guardian down. 8 seconds. Time is the problem. Rain sneaks in. Oh, they just got it down on time. 2 seconds left. Rain sneaks in and spots it. Now they know where he is, but likewise, Zeus is completely locked off inside of Ruins. He's got to look both directions, and he's already considering the possibility that they'll wrap around. Burrow in toward the sandbags is the only option to not have a player at your back. He's gone down. Electronic gets one, but that's going to be the round. He's got to back out of it, so only 1 kill for Electronic. Zeus does what he can. It's now FaZe extending the lead. 4 on the T side. Remember, they picked this. This was not expected pre-match that they would pick Inferno against NaVi, and they have, and they're showing why.
That's unfortunate for Zeus there. With 10 seconds remaining, maybe the 1 kill is enough there. I think if you're going to win the round, though, he really had to commit to that. He just swing out and just cause chaos and hopefully steal another frag away. Maybe 2 passive, left the plant, and it will be FaZe picking up a very clean round there. We kind of broke it down as it was developing. The fact they got the B control at the start of the round, CT's no information there. They go back towards middle, push them back towards the A side. Adren gets a kill in the apartments. They go for a late execution towards B, hit the shots required, and trade out with Zeus. And when the bomb goes down, all bets are off. Remember, NaVi didn't have the utility or the defuse kits to even challenge a retake there. Yes, to make it an expensive round, but ultimately they're going to be eco here as it goes 4-2 in favor of FaZe on the T side of Inferno here. Electronic save the AK-47, should yield a partial buy around it, certainly not a force. Deagles and CZs will be coming out. And we're not seeing much interaction from Kane on that side. You see Yanko getting stuck in, making sure no mistakes are made here, and they can guarantee themselves this round. Understanding the tendencies of Electronic, where he's likely to push, you should see a very slow default here from FaZe, just waiting to see any sort of aggro at the start.
Get it in now. First time out gone. 4 each side. Get back into it immediately. FaZe in the lead. Electronic, the only gun carried over the AK-47. Be interesting to see. A lot of players still picking up the AK, a lot willing to stay with the AUG in those situations.
Absolutely. Certainly some different ideas from team to team. Flamey takes a lot of damage at the start of the round there, as the grenades and Molotovs made their way towards the top of B. CTs, like we said, didn't force them to get maximum loss bonus in the next round, so they can justify going down to, I would say, about 2K. On the CT side, it's a little bit daunting going down to 1,200, but we'll see if they can cause a any sort of damage here. It's going to be 4 players stacked towards B again. It's the second time NaVi have tried this approach. And will this be more successful this time? They smoked the bottom, and unfortunately, FaZe have already got CT spawned, so they're going to catch these players in transition if they do rotate either way. Rain, thought that was his, didn't actually do any damage at all there. A simple retreat on 100, but now down to 46.
Guardian opens it up on the AWP though, and Olaf was waiting the whole time. Bottom side of middle, he gets one.
That's your cue now, go to war.
Yeah, absolutely. You found the AK. Electronic gets at least a kill. That'll keep him alive. Simple. He didn't realize, fully gray screened as you often are in those smokes. Didn't realize he was actually protruding through.
That's Nika getting the bomb down. You can see his teammates already established in library / CT spawns. Go for a nice open plan here. Make sure there's no chance of the CT stealing this one away. And to be fair, NaVi came into this with not much, 1 AK. They potentially leave it with 2. That's if Flamey can keep disciplined here. He doesn't need frags here, really. The FaZe money won't be affected too much. If you can bring 2 AKs in, it's going to boost yours. You potentially invested a bit too much in this particular round, so bringing another rifle to the table will certainly help things out.
Check to CT, and then I thought he was going to go all the way back down to T stairs just to make sure. The fact that they've actually locked him in, Flamey and Electronic aren't going to be able to do anything of this. If they had a caught one on the way by, maybe Flamey gets a kill. You get another gun carried over. AK certainly fine. Nico wants to try and get it out of their hands. He'll go searching. They assumed it was B. It's not, and it's now 5-2 for FaZe. So again, just running with this at this point. They did not win the pistol. Keep that in mind. The only 2 CC-sided rounds so far were the pistol and the subsequent anti-eco round. So the fact of the matter is, FaZe have 5 in a row. Maximum loss bonus for NaVi means Simple's naturally going to bring out the AWP.
And their AWP Guardian actually has $10,000 residual cash after the reinvestment here. With CZ as well, he's got plenty of cash for the rest of this half at this point. It's up to Simple now to make his mark on the server and show us why he's considered the best player in the world, because he's got his work cut out from his teammates with bare bones utility. Yes, they have a couple of kits, but it's not the full buy, even with 2 saved AKs. Rain working through the bedrooms here, and Nico is actually in front of the CT smoke. Zeus might not be aware of it. As a Molotov comes in, needs to be very careful here. You can see the flashbang Molotov combo is quite a potent one. As Olaf and Nico come hunting, this could be dangerous for NaVi.
Zeus holding very aggressively at barrels. The up-close position is the problem. Olaf flash. He doesn't pick it yet. He can go now because Nico's done damage. They walk over each other. Inevitably, Nico takes down Olaf. It was well intended. Unfortunately, not well executed, but it's pulled back to a 3-on-3 as a result. Edward will welcome that as he takes down Rain. Simple tries to fire in through the smoke and he flashes himself back through to get to Ruins. No, he's not.
He's going for it.
Oh, he might. Does it reveal too much? Does it give it away? He's considering it because, yeah, he's alone on B. If he fires that shot and anyone is pushed through the CT, he's done for. So he smartly backs off and bides his time, but he still gives it a crack. He still wants more.
I don't think it's worth it at this stage. You can see his teammates really not causing much damage here at all. Adren just absolutely destroys Edward. That's going to be the cue. You can see how disappointed Simple is. He's not getting a chance to do anything at this stage because his teammates, unfortunately, they're the CT side. They're using the AUGs at the position like the barrels, and they're right-clicking the scope, and it makes a noise. Every time you click in the scope, it actually gives your position away. Olaf was behind the half wall there, listening out for it. One flash over, they take 2 of them down. Yes, they kill each other in the process, but the round was already done. You get 2 kills like that, and a quick entrance towards the B side. The CT's got very little chance of answering back. And just to know, Simple lost the AWP right at the end there, so that's a huge pickup. And these kills happen sometimes. You'd rather kill your teammate and the CT than the CT killing both of you at the same time, right? So that's always worth it.
You'd love for it to not happen, but yeah, absolutely. It's a just cause.
It absolutely is. Round 9.
It seems like Fnatic's lost a fan, and has gained a new one.
I was looking at the scoreboard, so
Don't worry about
I missed it.
Dren, what is he up to? He's still running around the spawn. I think they dropped him some utility and he can't find it. Either way, Olaf's already up toward Banana. It'll slow things down. They'll settle into a default off the back of that. Flamey with just the Deagle to work with. And it better or worse for Zeus. He doesn't have the range, but he certainly could try and mow them down if they work up, and the fact that he's got the CZ. Interesting decision to leave both pistols alone on B at this point as well. You'd think that a rifle, at least one, would be there, considering it's such a tight choke point.
This round is still in contention. NaVi actually quite the fighting chance considering they have 3 rifles. No kits, and again, struggling utility becoming a bit of a headline here on the CT side for them. They will have 2 players positioned in towards B. That is going to be Flamey and Zeus, of course. Rain towards Boiler Room, Adren in the apartments once more. We've seen this approach a few times now, just showing a little bit towards the apartments before they head back towards B. A Molotov towards a pit, a flashbang out just to bait us some utility and deny them having so much of the retake. Right now, if all 5 players of FaZe make their way through towards B, they'll only find 2 players there, but rotations are coming through. This should be a Molotov towards the emo position, the back right. The boost player on half wall there. 30 seconds remain. They don't really have much of a say to fall back, but as I say that, Rain actually has full mid control, so they could go for a slight execution here, keep those 4 players locked in towards B, and then send everyone in towards the A side very quickly. It's going to come down to the timings here. You can see how much interest from the CTs there are here. You've got to assume with 15 seconds remaining, this is the final play, but it's not.
It's a brilliant maneuver. It's absolutely sold it. They've sent them all over toward B. The only one left to the side of the site is Edward, but he nearly got away with it. If he'd slid out and found the second, dropped the bomb down, that would have been it. Nico wouldn't have had time to plant. There was no way to recover.
Perfectly done by FaZe. The fact they give themselves enough time to counter for that initial pick from Edward there. They trade out the kill, still 6 seconds remaining. Sure, that's scary, but they plant the bomb. It all comes together, and you have 4 players on the B side there. That is really quite impressive. It was so convincing. NaVi just didn't have the resources to think otherwise. He had 4 players there. He got Molotov smokes, flashbangs coming in. You got to give it a go. It was just a very well called round there from FaZe. It's going to be 7-2 in their favor on the T side of Inferno here. Adren finding 2 kills once again, just to know that.
6-2. It grows larger yet again for FaZe.